What up, everyone? So I'm gonna kind of give you a glimpse at my office here in our spare bedroom at our house, and kind of give you a little bit of a idea of kind of what I surround myself by. So in this office, I use it really for the building that we're gonna build in the back, and it kind of organizes me, and it's a place where I can study and focus and get away a little bit. So a couple things that I keep here to keep me just pushing forward, motivated, whatever words you want to use, is a couple gifts that my wife has given me and things that we've acquired over our marriage. So the first thing we have, my wife gave me this amazing Father's Day book when our son was born, and it's a beautiful book, has a bunch of amazing pictures, and it really reminds me of how far we've come in our relationship and as husband and wife, and now father and mother. Behind that book, I have a really unique picture that we bought at a kava bar, which was the first kava bar I ever went to with my brother-in-law, and it says "Love made me do it." Something about that just really triggers me, and I really love it. I don't like kava at all, but that's really cool. Behind that, what it's standing on is this wood sculpture that I bought at the mall. It was a very cheesy store, but something about that sculpture just kind of brought me together. And it's a couple. It's a male and a female, and they're intertwined in this one piece of wood. So it's one piece of wood. They carved it all out, and they're kissing. But the thing that really brought me to it was the intertwinedness of it. I'm really into that, and I think it's really beautiful, and it really shares what a relationship is really like. And then next to that, here in the center, I just got this off the Facebook Marketplace. I don't know who it is, but the hair's all messed up and it looks pretty crazy with the cool mustache. And I thought that it brought a little bit of inspiration to me, and I'm sure you'll figure out who it is. Next, we have a picture of me and the wifey here, and this is actually at our honeymoon in Costa Rica. This was after getting on one of the largest zip lines in the world, and we're both here kind of starting our journey pretty young. I think it's a beautiful picture of us, and it always provides a lot of smiles. We got caught in the rain, the downpour. It was awesome that day. Next to that, we have some art that me and my wife did in one of our first dates. It's some mosaic kind of piece. I did a little car, and then she did this a beautiful little sugar skull. So what I wanted to share with you guys today is how to get a building permit in the city of Austin, or just in general. I believe all cities probably follow some kind of similarity. And one thing that is crucial, either when you're looking at plans or when you're looking to add on to your house, or to add on to a building in the back, is PEMDAS. If you don't remember that, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So orders of operation is the fucking thing. In my opinion, everything. Whether you're cooking, whether you're coaching, whether you're looking to do some kind of physical activity, or go anywhere, even if you're traveling in your car somewhere, the plan of how you get there is crucial. So when people deal with the city of Austin, I think when they have the most problem is they're all over the place, right? There's no particular plan on, hey, I start here to get there. So when you talk to people about the city of Austin, they're like, oh, they're a pain in the ass, they're hard to work with, and all this stuff. And that's the perception that I had, because that's all I knew. And then come to think of it, it's not that hard if you just follow the steps they have listed for you. So you've seen me build a bunch of stuff on the interweb probably, and a lot of that stuff is out of the city, so there's not a lot of permitting involved and things like that. So this is the first building that I build on my own in the city of Austin. So what I did was I went to the city, I did all the drawings myself, so it's all the drawings here of the structure that I wanted. And finally, a good friend of mine is like, hey, you should probably think about hiring an engineer, because you get a lot of pushback because your drawings are not to the standard that they're used to seeing. And that was really true. If I would have turned in the drawings that I had, it would have been a lot more difficult. It would have taken a lot more money and so on. So what I did was I hired an engineer named Sid Maxwell. He's an amazing. If you're ever looking for someone, I think he's a fantastic resource, and I'll love to share that with you if you like. Now, Sid drew these amazing plans for me. He knocked it out of the park, 14 pages, and it's really detailed. These plans can be very confusing at first, but again, just go back to the orders of operation and it should be very clear. The engineers, architects, when they do this, it's very self-explanatory. So the first thing we have here is the whole layout of the property. So this is our property. We're almost at a 1/4 acre. This is our main house, driveway, easement, proposed work, which is a workshop slash gym that we're gonna build, and then it's a shed that we have here where my mother-in-law is living now. So there's a lot of different images on here, so you'll start with one to give you an example. It's the layout of the gym here. Right, so we have a 20 by 30 foot facility, windows all the way around it. We have two, right now we're calling them closets. You can figure out what they're probably gonna be in the future, but just for now, for permitting purposes, we're just gonna call them closets. And then with garage door and then doors. Now, you might be asking, why is that so big and such a tiny desk? Well, normally when you have these site plans, you have them outside and you wanna be able to be very clear and then make it very easily visual for the people working on the project. So I'm gonna take you to what I'm currently looking at now, which we look at order of operations. The first thing we're gonna do here is gonna be the concrete slab, right? So that's gonna be our main squeeze. That should be your #1 focus when you get your permit, which should be soon. And this is it here. This is what it looks like. Pretty simple, it's a rectangle. So we have the type of steel that we need for our concrete, the depth, the width, the type of steel that Sid said we should do, the different anchors that we have, the thickness, the PSI levels, and all that might sound really confusing to you. And if you've never heard it before, of course it is. It's very confusing. But if you just take the time to study it, to look at it, it makes it very clear. I'm running this project, so I want to make sure when I'm relaying these messages to some of the people helping me that I'm very clear about it. So this has been my main study the last few weeks, and is knowing what do I need, how much material do I need, and what am I gonna do to make this a very smooth process when we get started. I appreciate you guys watching this video. This is the process and the starting point of our future gym here in East Austin. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me and I'll kind of keep you updated through that. Peace.